good to be together again today. There's a powerful quote in the Uncomfortable book that we're working through for our preaching and devotion series at the moment. And it's a quote by Christlikeness, and he says that our holiness is as much part of our missional identity as our personal sanctification. Us becoming more like Jesus isn't really just for us. Us becoming more like Jesus has to have an impact on the world around us. We preach sanctification, we believe in sanctification, we preach transformation, we believe in transformation, and we trust that there's evidence of that in our lives for people to see and to see the handiwork of God in our lives. But this is quite a responsibility, isn't it? To say that we're being transformed into the likeness of Jesus is a very bold statement, and it's one that we should be proclaiming, absolutely, with liberty, but also with humility. Mission involves leaving behind a deposit, a spiritual, a mental, and even an attitudinal deposit of change. It also means abandoning our worldview, our selfish, self-absorbed worldview, and adopting God's worldview and God's mission and plan for our life and for the world around us. Mission involves faith. Mission involves risk. And mission involves obedience. But so does holy living. Holy living involves faith, risk, and obedience too. I love what Brett McCracken says because it is so fundamentally true. He says that our own heart is the frontier of any mission. I think I said that wrong. He says our own wicked heart is the first frontier of any mission. So it's one thing to go out and proclaim the good news to people who haven't heard the gospel, but it's also equally powerful to preach the gospel to our own heart day in and day out. 2 Corinthians 3 verses 18 says here, "And we who with unveiled faces all reflect the Lord's glory are being transformed into his likeness with ever-increasing glory, which comes from the Lord who is the Spirit." What a powerful scripture, and what a powerful scripture to proclaim over our lives individually. For me, I take incredible comfort in the fact that this work of transformation is a work done by the Spirit. It's not something I have to white knuckle and work hard at. It's something empowered by the Spirit of God. That gives me incredible hope and incredible confidence, because I know in my own strength I can't transform my life, but Jesus, by the power of his Spirit, can. For me, I love the fact that it's a process. It says here, being transformed. That's a constant process over time. It doesn't happen with a click of the finger. When I was thinking about this in preparation for the devotion today, the idea of a butterfly came to mind. It's a powerful picture of transformation, and it's one that we speak of often when we speak of change, but we need to see that picture in our lives too, that work of transformation is an ever-evolving, ever ongoing process of being transformed. And then what are we transformed into? Not the picture of the world's picture of success, the world's picture of beauty, the world's picture of completion. No, we're completely and utterly transformed into God's image, God's idea on what that should be. And God's idea is purposeful. He has a plan, he has a purpose, and we need to yield and surrender to that. And the image of God is all-encompassing over all aspects of our lives. It's our devotional times, it's our family times, it's our personal times, it's our attitude, it's how we spend our money, how we spend our time. It's all encompassing. It's God's rule and reign over us and in us. there's a really significant quote here, and it says that our daily discipleship is not a revolution each morning or an agent of global transformation every evening. It is a long obedience in the same direction. Now, for some of us, that might be quite scary, because it speaks of an ongoing, repetitive, daily reality to the transformation work of the Spirit. And I say that for some of us, that